you guys ready for a long ass video? Are you ready? Like, usually I'll tell you guys to grab a snack. Today you need to grab a snack, a meal, a tent, a flashlight. Wait, are we going camping? Today's video is going to be a makeup mayhem video, and today we are discussing palettes. I have been so excited to film this makeup mayhem video because I just have a ton of palettes and they're just like, there's no rhyme or reason to the way that I have them set up. I have a bunch like stuffed in this Alex drawer. I have a bunch stuffed in that Alex drawer. And I have a bunch over here. Like, they're always just in all these different spots. And I'm excited to go through and get rid of some stuff and just mainly to organize what I have. I don't think I'll be getting rid of that many palettes, to be honest. Because, I don't know, I feel like I always go back to my palettes. It's not like a concealer, like, oh, I don't like this anymore, and you toss it. Palettes are like special. They're like my babies. So I may not do that well, but at least we're gonna get organized. So, is there anything else I wanted to tell you guys? Oh, I did film a tutorial on this look that I'm wearing on my face. I love this makeup. It's like purple and pink and glittery. There's a little bit of green on the bottom. It's super fun. If it's up, I will link it down below. If not, it will be up very soon. So yeah, I think that's all that I wanted to tell you guys, but if you would like to see what is in my palette collection, grab a snack, grab a Depends, and let's do this. So this is my Alex drawer that's behind me in my videos up against the wall. So this drawer here is palettes that I don't use that often. I do have some single Jouer shadows in here that I do use quite a bit, but I just kind of keep them in here because there's so many of them. I have these two Borghese palettes that I have never ever used, sadly. I think I'm going to throw these into a giveaway because, I mean, I've had them for a while and I haven't used them, so I will give them to someone who will appreciate them and use them obviously more than I am. Oh, and then up here, I keep these up for display, my two Urban Decay Gwen Stefani palettes. So I have the eyeshadow palette and the blush palette, and they're just so pretty that I keep them out to display. They're just, I mean, look how pretty the packaging is. So I keep them up here. And then, where should we start? Let me start back here. So I have these two palettes from the Sola look, the Gracias palette and the Besos palette. I don't use these that often. One of them actually has my name on it, so I'm not going to be getting rid of it. I think it's this one. Now I won't be able to find it. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, maybe it's the other one. Let's check the other one. Now I'm like hell-bent on finding my name. Does anybody see it? Oh, there it is, Young, Wild, and Polished. So I'm definitely not getting rid of these, and they actually are really nice quality. I just don't use them enough. I should pull them out and use them a little bit more. And then I have this Lorac Nude Necessities palette. You guys, this palette, wait, am I in focus? You know I'm going to have to focus the camera like 100 times. This palette was such a huge letdown. Initially, when you first look at it, you're like, oh, that's so pretty and I could do so many things with it. But once you start using it, there's no dark shadow in here. There's just not enough variety. So you end up doing just like a medium tone brown look every time. There's just no variety. So this, I am getting rid of. I'm giving it to a friend. So, yeah. Not impressed with that at all. And then I have this Cherry Culture palette that I also am getting rid of because the quality on this is terrible. It's very pretty, but it's just not pigmented. It's just not very good. So, sadly, getting rid of that. And then this Lorac Party Eye palette. I really like this palette. This was limited edition, I think, last summer, and I really love the shades in here. They're all very shimmery and satiny, and it's a really nice little palette, and it was limited edition, so I'm definitely keeping her. And then over here I have these two cargo palettes. This one is the Venice palette. I'm also going to get rid of this because the quality, you guys, is just not there. It's just not that good. And then this one is the Shanghai Nights palette. I'm also going to be getting rid of this one because same thing, the quality is just not that good. I really hope that I'm in focus right now. Yeah, I don't know. Cargo palettes used to be really nice, but these two just, yeah, I was not impressed at all. And then the Smashbox Double Exposure Palette, I didn't give this enough of a chance. I'm going to try this one more time and see how I feel about it. If I'm still not that impressed, I'm going to donate her to a friend. My little Tartlet palette, oh, what a disappointment. I know a lot of people really, really loved this palette, but I was so unimpressed with this. I just don't feel like the quality is that good. I don't even know why I still have this, but I'm gonna hang on to it. I don't know. I feel like one day I may use it and magically like it. I'm still waiting for that day to happen, but I'm gonna keep it. I know that might sound stupid, but I don't know, I'm just not ready to part with it. And then I have this By Terry palette that was a gift. This is such an expensive palette. The shadows are really pretty. They're very soft and they look really nice on the eye. I don't know why I don't use this more. I should pull her out and use her. I may do that. And then this little e.l.f. Mad for Matte palette. This is such a good matte palette. If you're looking for really nice eyeshadows, just matte shadows, and you don't want to spend a lot of money, this is really great quality. I really like this little guy. And the It's Judy Time palette from BH. I love this palette. I used to use this a ton. The quality's really nice. The shadows are really pretty. Big fan of this palette. I may actually pull this out to use. And then I have this Lotus palette from Veramona. This is really cool because it has a color switch in it, and I love the color switch. It's awesome. You take a brush, like if your eyeshadow brush gets dirty, and you just rub it on this and it magically cleans it off. I don't think I've ever used the shadows though. I don't even know how the pigmentation, oh, it's pigmented. Yeah, I need to give this a try because that looks really nice. This is such a weird angle. But I may pull this out and give it a go. And then the Cynthia Rowley palette, I think I was sent this. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I don't know if I want to keep it. Oh, wow, it's really pigmented. I know this is such an odd angle. I'm also going to pull this out and give it a shot. If I'm not impressed with it, I will donate this because I've had it forever and I never ever grab for this. And then over here, I have this Milani Earthy Elements palette. It's so pretty, but the quality sucks. It's just not good. So this I am going to be getting rid of. Same thing with this Buxom palette. I always hear people talk about how great Buxom eyeshadows are. I don't know if they changed the formula, but this one, it is not that good. It's not pigmented. It's just, I was so unimpressed with this, and I always hear people talking about how amazing Buxom eyeshadows are, but this palette, it's called the May Contain Nudity palette. It's just not that good. So, I think I'm gonna get rid of it. Never ever use it. And then I have this Butter London Natural Charm palette. These are actually really good eyeshadows that I need to use more. The quality of Butter London eyeshadows is really, really good. Nobody ever talks about them, but they're really good shadows. So I'm going to hang on to this. And I have the 3 Revealed palettes from Coastal Scents. So this is the Revealed 3. Look how pretty that is. Why don't I use these more? They're really nice quality and they're such gorgeous shadows. And then the Revealed 2. Oh, come on. I mean, look at that. They're so beautiful. I'm going to pull all 3 of these out and give them a go. And then this is the original Revealed. This is the one that I've used the most. I love these palettes. They are such nice quality. And then this Noni Cream Color Prevails palette. I love Noni Cream and I love her products, but this sadly is terrible. There is no pigmentation. I feel so bad saying that because I'm such a fan of her, but this is just not good, so I'm going to get rid of this. And then I have the Audacity in Paris palette from Lancome. I have not given this enough of a shot. I got this sent to me and I just kind of put it in this drawer. So I need to pull this out and use it because these shades are really pretty. And then back here I have my 3 CoverGirl True Naked palettes. I love these. I think these are really good drugstore eyeshadows. The quality is really nice. When I first got it, I was unsure, but the more that I use them, the more that I like them, so I'm keeping all 3 of these. I really like them. Okay, last 3 for this drawer. So I have this Diva Makeup Queen palette that was sent to me. It's a really cool concept. It's a Z palette and you can just like add your little shadows in. The quality's not the greatest. I do like the matte shadows. They're really nice tones and they do blend pretty well. So I'm gonna hang on to this. And then the BH Galaxy Chic palette. This is so pretty, but you guys, the quality of this sucks. And I hear people telling me, wait, let me adjust the focus. I've had people tell me that you have to wet them and then they're a lot more pigmented. So I'm gonna pull this out. I'm gonna try it with a wet brush, and if I'm not impressed, I'm gonna get rid of this because the few times I've used it, I have not been the least bit impressed with this. And finally, my Lorac Matte Pro palette. I was so excited for this, and I don't know, once I got it and started using it, I just feel like every time I pull this out to use it, I'm so uninspired. I just never know what to do. I never love the way my eyes turn out when I use this, but I'm gonna keep it. It was limited edition, and I'm hoping one day I just magically open this and fall deeply in love. Okay, so that is it for that drawer. I will go back and like arrange everything then. But we have another drawer, my friends. So in here, these are shadows that I grabbed for a little bit more. So the Tarte Rainforest After Dark palette, I love this palette. I love the blush, I love the shadows, I love everything about this. So definitely not getting rid of her. And then I have the Sephora Ombre Obsessions palette. This is such a cool palette. Like, it looks so neat. Okay, sorry, I had to adjust it a little bit. I don't use this as much as I should, but I really do love it, and I think it was limited edition, so I'm definitely not getting rid of it. And then this Tarte palette, I don't know what this is called. It came in a holiday set, but I love this palette. I love how thin it is. The shadows are awesome quality, they're beautiful, and there's a good variety of shades. They're really great quality, so definitely not parting with her. My Too Faced Everything Nice palette, I'm a huge fan of this palette. Like, look at this thing. Look how gorgeous. You have eyeshadows, you have blushes. It's just such a beautiful palette. Never. She is staying right where she is. And then the Revolution, Makeup Revolution Iconic Pro 1 palette. This is a dupe for the original Lorac Pro. Really good quality. I love Makeup Revolution. I think they do such good products for such a good price. So keeping her. And then the Too Faced Stardust palette. I went hard with this for like 2 weeks. I used it like every day for a few weeks and then just kind of put it away. I love the shades in here, especially these purples. They're so pretty. Not getting rid of her. I told you guys I won't be getting rid of that much. This Too Faced Love palette. I'm on the fence with this. I couldn't get into this palette. I don't know why, but it's really pretty. I'm gonna decide. I'm gonna make a decision. I may end up getting rid of this. And then the IT Cosmetics Naturally Pretty Romantics palette. This I'm definitely getting rid of. I just was so underwhelmed by this. Like, I don't know. They're all matte shades and then you have this transforming pearl shade. None of it to me is that exciting. I don't know, I just didn't love it. Love IT Cosmetics did not get down with this palette. So she's going. And then I have this Borghese palette, which I never ever grabbed for. The quality is decent. I mean, they're not the best shadows I've ever used, but they're really pretty. I'm gonna donate this to someone who will get more use out of it because I just never grabbed for it. And then my Too Faced Pretty Rebel palette. I freaking love this palette. This is one of the best palettes that Too Faced has ever done. I wish they would bring this back. It's probably my favorite palette that Too Faced has ever come out with. It's so good. The quality is amazing. Girly and Instigator, Gangsta. Oh my god, I love this palette so freaking much. And then my Stila in the Light palette. This is another favorite of mine. I have used this palette so many times. I know it doesn't look like it, but this is definitely my favorite palette that Stila has done. It has kitten, it has bubbly, it's just an amazing palette. And then I got so many questions about this Hello Kitty palette when I went through this drawer on Snapchat the other day. This was limited edition at Christmas, either last year or the year before. And when I first got this, I was like, I'm gonna give this to a child, because like Hello Kitty, I just thought it was not gonna be great. You guys, the quality of this thing is out of control. They're so pigmented and so buttery. I am getting this out and I am using it. It is super bomb. The Pure Cosmetics Love Your Selfie palette. This is such a nice palette for traveling. I love this blush. I love Afterglow. Shadows are really good. You have a little gloss, and there was a mascara over here. I just think this is such a nice little palette. My little Naked Basics palette from Urban Decay. I used to use this thing like every day of my life. I really, really love this palette. And then my two Naked palettes, Naked 2 and Naked 3. Naked 1 is over in my other drawer. This was given to me from Urban Decay. They did like special packaging for a bunch of beauty bloggers. I love the Naked 2. It's more cool toned and it's just so pretty. I need to pull this out and use it. I want to do a tutorial with this. And then the Naked 3 is probably my least favorite of the Naked palettes, but I still really like it. It's very rosy, very pretty tones. I think I'm going to pull her out too. I kind of want to do like a Naked series where I use like all three Naked palettes. And then I have this Tarte Golden Days and Sultry Nights palette. I know it's only 5 shades, but I love this thing. The quality is amazing. This matte shade is so good. This like shimmery, satiny brown shade is so up my alley. Yeah, not getting rid of her. The two L'Oreal palettes, I'm not getting rid of either. I think these are great drugstore. I mean, these are just great palettes overall. When I first got them, I wasn't super impressed, but the more that I use them, the more that I like them. So I do think that they're nice palettes. And then my Smashbox Shape Matters palette. I like this. I just never use it. I don't know why, because it's really nice quality. The shadows are good. The contour shades are really nice. I should probably pull this out and start using it more because it really is a nice palette. Okay, we're almost done with this drawer. So I have this sleek Del Mar limited edition palette that was actually sent to me by a subscriber. I need to pull this out and use it because summer is here, and look at those fun shades. I love bright eyeshadows. I love sleek cosmetics in general, so I am pulling her out. This is so pretty. Yeah, I'm all about that life. Oh, I can't get comfortable. I keep like rearranging. This Cargo Cosmetics Summer in the City palette. I don't know. I can't even remember how I felt about this. I don't think I was that impressed with it. I used to really love Cargo eyeshadows, but I feel like something changed with them. So I may actually give this away. I don't think I'm gonna keep this one. And then these, where did this come from? Sorry, the Smashbox, what is this called? Art Love Color Masterclass palette. I think this is such a cool little palette. It looks like a CD case. I really like this. I don't grab for it enough, but sometimes I'll grab if I need like a really special eyeshadow, like something that's very unique and different. I'll grab for this, so I'm definitely not getting rid of this little baby. And we are almost done. The Sigma Smokescreen palette. I don't use this enough. I think I've used it like 2 times. It's really nice quality. This blue is so pretty. Keeping this guy. And then the Battle Ash palette for Saucebox. Look how gorgeous this is. I need to pull this out and use it because these are so pigmented. It's really, really good quality. I just don't ever find myself grabbing for it, but look at these shades. They're so beautiful. So I need to use this. And the Cargo, the Essentials palette. Another one that I think I'm getting rid of. Nothing against Cargo. I like them as a brand. I'm just not impressed with their palettes recently. So I'm going to get rid of this guy. Oh my god, Banjo just busted in like the popo. Look at him. Hello, sir. Can I help you? Okay, now we are in my Alex drawer at my vanity that I sit at. I know, it's confusing. So in here I have palettes that I use a lot. So I have my MAC Warm Neutral 15 Pan palette, which I love. I just showed you guys this on Snapchat. It is amazing and wonderful and beautiful and blendable. And I love it. And then I have the original Naked palette, which, I mean, come on. How could you not love this thing? It's just amazing. It's my second favorite palette of all time. Next to, let's find her, this little lady, which has now been discontinued. Thank you, Kat Von D, for ruining my life. This is the Monarch palette, and it is the best palette ever created. I love it. It's just so pigmented and good. If you guys ever get the chance to get your hands on this, I am telling you, you need it. So these are two of my favorites. And then back here I have two little Becca palettes. So I have the Ombre Rouge eye palette, which I can't seem to open palettes today. Gorgeous. All these little Becca palettes like this are bomb. They're super just easy to work with. They all work well together. They're blendable, gorgeous, pigmented, you know, all those words that I've been overusing for the past 20 minutes. This one is the Ombre Nudes eye palette. Same thing, just amazing. I like this one a little bit better. I just tend to grab this one more. And, oh, here's a little e.l.f. Prism eyeshadow palette. This thing is so good, you guys. I think this is 10 bucks. So freaking pigmented and good. If you don't have this, you need it. It's really, really nice. And then another Becca palette. This is the Afterglow palette. So this has a couple different highlighters in it. What is this guy on the end? Flower Child. Oh, that's such a good blush. So I love this. I don't know if this was limited edition, but it's really, really nice. And then in here I have some of my Natasha Denona eyeshadow palettes. Her eyeshadows are just on another level. My favorite one is number 9. This one, it's just, I mean, like shimmery, metallic eyeshadow on crack. So all of these are really, really good. You can't go wrong with Natasha Denona. Back here I have a little Lorac Matte Pro palette. This is a little baby palette. Can you guys, are we in focus? Oh my god, I'm so sorry, I can't tell. This is such a nice little palette, especially for traveling. I do wish it had a matte shade just for the crease, but these shades are really soft and super creamy. Then I have the NYX Avant Pop Palette, which, I don't know, the pigmentation's good, like the quality of the shadows is really good. I just don't ever grab for this. So she's going to go over in my big Alex drawer. Same thing with these two, these Makeup Revolution palettes. So I have the Redemption Palette Iconic 1 and the Redemption Palette Iconic Dreams. They're both very similar. I just don't grab for them enough. I'm going to keep them, but I'm going to store them in my big Alex drawers. And then up here I have my little Lorac Matte Pro. This is an awesome palette. These are so pigmented. I mean, like intensely hardcore. You need the tiniest dip into each shade, but this is a really nice palette, again, for traveling. Super nice. Okay, I'm just gonna start at the end and work my way over. So I have my Makeup Forever 15 Artist Shadow Palette, which I don't use enough, to be honest. It's so pretty. I don't know why I don't grab more for this, because the quality of the Makeup Forever Artist shadows, they're on serious point. On pizzoint. And then another Makeup Forever little palette, very similar to the one I just showed you. It's just a little bit smaller. Really great quality. Again, I have some Marc Jacobs palettes in here. Here's two more. So I have the Siren, which is one of my favorites. I love this palette. I mean, these shades down here are just like the best eyeshadow you will ever use. I'm gonna put them back there for now. Then this is the Lolita. This is the more neutral one. Same thing. Marc Jacobs eyeshadows are freaking phenomenal. And this one is the Vamp. I don't use this one as much as I should, but I've been trying. I put it in here so I would start using it more, and I have recently just used it twice, so I'm doing a little bit better. And then, oh my god, a Naked 2 and a Naked 3. Why I have 2 of each is unbeknownst to me. I am going to donate one of my Naked 3s, and I may even get rid of this one because I have that other one that Urban Decay sent me, and this one's looking a little rough, so we'll see. And then I have this little Tarte Energy Noir palette. I love this blush. I love the blush way more than the shadows. I mean, the shadows are nice, but the blush is just like, come on, it's so good. And then, I mean, do I even need to say anything? This is one of my all-time favorite palettes. You would not think I would get so much use out of this. I use this palette so much. The Electric palette from Urban Decay. I will never part with this thing. I love this. One of my top 5 all-time palettes. And then I have my little Vegas Lights palette from Makeup Geek. The quality of this thing is out of control. They're so soft and buttery. I don't grab for this, to be honest, as much as I should, but every single shade in here is so gorgeous. And this little Too Faced palette, this was from a holiday set. I think I'm going to put this over in my Alex drawers because I just never grabbed for this. But it's really pretty. I'm just a sucker for palettes, you guys. This is a sin. And then I have my Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette, which... why is that still in there? I love this palette. I don't love it as much as other people do. Like, there are some people that go hard for this palette. I think it's good, but I think I prefer the semi-sweet a little bit more. This guy right here. I don't know. I tend to grab for this one more than the original Chocolate Bar. I just like these really warm tones, and I just think this is a really gorgeous, beautiful, amazing palette. And then I have the Maya Mia palette from ABH, which is a bomb little palette. You can't get it anymore, but all the shades in here are so good. I love this aqua shade. I don't use it enough, but wouldn't that be so pretty in the summertime? Yeah, I like this little guy, and I always keep this in here. And then the Artist palette, also from ABH. This is such a beautiful palette. I feel like I never know what to do with it, though. Like, I opened it up, and I'm just like, what should I do with it? But all the shades are so pretty. I just wish I was more inspired when I open this up. And then the last one is the Self-Made palette. I really love this one. This is probably my favorite out of the three. I love Pink Champagne. I love Sherbert. I love Self-Made. It's just a good all-around palette. Anastasia palettes are just bomb to begin with. And then I have the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye palette, which I never use. I don't know why. I'm just not the biggest fan of this. I feel like it's so pigmented that it's almost hard to blend, but I feel like I'm the only one that feels that way. Everybody else raves over this. I don't know, I just can't get into it, but I'm still trying. I'm still trying. And then the Chrysalis palette from Kat Von D, which is phenomenal. This is just as good as the Monarch, but it's in like purples and blues. I mean, I can't. These palettes are so good. Like, the quality of the shadows is unbeatable. I don't know if this one was discontinued as well. I have to look into that. And then my two Lorac Pro palettes, the 1 and the 2. So this is the first one, which is very well loved. I grabbed for this quite a bit. Not as much recently as I used to. I need to use this more. And then the Lorac Pro 2. I think I like this one better than the original. I don't know, I just prefer these tones, and Lorac shadows are so pigmented. I mean, like, almost to the point where it's absurd, like it's too pigmented, but I still love them and use them all the time. Oh, and another Avant Pop palette, which I don't think I've ever freaking used this one. It was like hiding in the back. I know I swatched it, but I honestly don't think I've ever used it. But these are really good quality. If you're looking for good, inexpensive shadows, all of the Avant Pop palettes are really nice. And that is it for my Alex drawers. Now we're going to move up to the Vanity. This Violet Voss Drenched Metal palette. I'm not sure if this is available yet, but it's coming out very soon. If it's not, beautiful palette. All of the shades except for one are like shimmery and metallic and so up my alley. And then I have this little Z palette with some of the new Makeup Geek singles that came out. So there's some shimmers, there's some mattes. And yeah, I've been loving them. All Makeup Geek shadows I love. The Too Faced Sweet Peach palette, which everybody's like dying for right now. I need to use this more. I keep forgetting that I have it. I know that sounds really stupid, but I had it in a spot where I just wasn't using it as much as I should. So now I have it like right here. So I remember to use it because it is so good. And look at this packaging. And it smells like peaches. Come on. And then I have two Urban Decay palettes. So I have the Vice LTZ Reloaded, which I just pulled out because I want to use it more. I mean, look at this thing, right? It is so pretty. All these purples and greens and this matte shade. Oh, I love this. I am so glad that I have this because honestly, I have been going hard for this palette. I'm a huge fan of this. and my beloved Vice 2. You can't get this anymore, but oh my god, do I love this palette. Betrayal, Voodoo, I mean, Ambush. Like, I swatched this the other day on Snapchat, and it just doesn't even make sense how good this palette is. Urban Decay needs to bring this back. Oh, this thing is so well loved. Okay, we're back on the floor. I'm gonna go through this palette holder that I got from By Allegory, and I keep this up on my vanity, but things are so cluttered up there right now, so it's just easier for me to do it down here. And I'm gonna show you my Morphe palettes. So first in here, I have some shadows from LOOXI Beauty, which they just sent me, and I have one random NARS shadow. Don't even ask, because I don't even know why. These are so good, you guys. There's a couple mattes, but it's these guys. The super metallic shadows that are so amazing. I'm going to link LOOXI Beauty down below. This is not sponsored. It's not an affiliate link. It's just a link for you guys to check them out because they are so good and they don't get enough love. And then I have my Urban Decay Alice Through the Looking Glass palette, which they just sent me. And I haven't even really had a chance to play with this. I think I used it one time, but it was just like messing around in my room, like I didn't go anywhere. So I definitely want to use this a lot more. I mean, like, look at this. It's so pretty. There's a freaking butterfly. Come on, how cool is that, right? And then my Violet Voss Holy Grail palette. This is a warm eyeshadow lover's dream. Every shade in here is beautiful. I've used this so many times. The quality is really good. Violet Voss shadows are really, really nice. And then I have my two, I think these are the two 35O palettes, yes. So Morphe came out with a 35O shimmer palette and a matte palette. This is the shimmer one. Are we focused? Because we need to be focused for this. I love this palette. I mean, like, love on another level. I cannot stop using this. I think this shade is my favorite. This palette, I mean, Morphe shadows are just on another level. I'm such a huge fan of Morphe eyeshadows. They're so soft and buttery and pigmented and metallic. That's the main thing. They're so freaking metallic. And then this is the 35O matte palette, which I can't seem to open. If you're a fan of warm matte shadows, I mean, you will never need another palette in your entire life. I prefer the shimmer palette just because that's what I like, but if you're needing a good matte palette, you can get this and never need another matte palette in your life, seriously. And then this guy is my everyday favorite single eyeshadow palette. So there's some Makeup Geek, there's some MAC, there's some ABH, there's just a little bit of everything. I honestly grab for this every single day. This is a palette that every time I do my makeup, I go into. This is my baby. And then I have two Makeup Forever tins, and they both are filled with, guess what? Makeup Forever shadows. So these are the artist shadows. Oh, sorry, my phone just went off. They're both filled with artist shadows. There's no rhyme or reason as to why one's in one, you know, they're just kind of wherever. Love the artist shadows. I think I've already said that in this video. And then my Naked Smoky palette from Urban Decay. I used to use this thing so much that I made myself retire it for a little while because I was just using nothing else. Such a good palette. And this packaging, Urban Decay, you need to do this packaging for every palette you come out with because it's just, it's so sturdy. And that click is so satisfying. And the Big Daddy, the Mi Vida Loca palette from Kat Von D. If you're a fan of colorful eyeshadows, I mean, come on, this is like sex to you. Wait, what? Every shade of the rainbow, so bomb. Honestly, I don't use this as much as I should. I just wish it were a little bit smaller. It's just so massive, and I don't know. I don't use it that much, but I need to because the quality is amazing. Okay, let's finish it off with some Morphe shadows. I feel like I have eyeshadow everywhere right now. Okay, so this one is the 12P palette. Oh god, you guys. Ugh, look how bright. These are so good. Like, this can go up against the Urban Decay Electric palette, I'm telling you. I still love my Electric palette more, but if you're looking for a really inexpensive, colorful palette, this is bomb-ass good. This is the 12Z palette. This is probably my least favorite one. It's just super dark, and I don't know, I just don't grab for it that much, but the quality is really, really good. And then this is the 12S. I think this is, yes, this is my favorite one. This is heaven. I love this little tiny palette. It's so good for travel. I do wish there were a matte shade in here, but there's not, and I'm okay with it. I'm gonna live with it because the quality is so freaking phenomenal. And then this one is the, wait, what is that? 06PC? What is this? Oh, this is the little, is it like a contour highlight palette? I don't know. It's a little too light for me to use for contouring, but for like highlighting, this is good. I honestly don't think I've ever used this, so I'm gonna pull this out because I need to give her some love. Okay, we still have a shit ton of Morphe Shadows to go through. This one is the 06PW. There we go. These shades are more up my alley for contouring. This is a really cool shade though. I tend to use this as an eyeshadow. It's really neat. And then I have this little palette of glitter, like pressed glitter shadows that I made. I'm still waiting to see. Oh my god, that one is starting to get moldy. Holy shit, I have to talk about this more on Snapchat. But anyway, I made some pressed glitter shadows and they go moldy because there's no preservative. I talked about it on Snap. I can't believe they're going moldy. We're gonna dig these out on Snapchat. Okay, I'm excited now. And then this is just another Z palette of Makeup Geek shadows because I can't fit them all into one palette. So yes. Okay, getting into some Morphe palettes. This is the Jaclyn Hill palette, which sadly you cannot get anymore, but it's so good. And then the 35C palette, which again, if you're into colorful eyeshadows, you will love this freaking palette. Morphe eyeshadows, you guys, they do something to me. They're such bomb quality. People say they're the same as like Coastal Scents and BH. I totally disagree. This is the 35U palette. This is like that one that I showed you, the colorful one, but these are more like satin finish. Really fun. I need to do a tutorial with like these greens or something. I don't know. I'm kind of getting inspired by all this color. And then this is a Morphe palette filled with Morphe singles. I did a video on these. I swatched like every single shade and showed them to you guys. And then this is the 35T palette. Oh, I love this palette. I've talked about this numerous times. It's so good. Like these purples and these bronzy shades. I can't. This is one of my favorite shadows that Morphe has ever done. I mean palettes. Did I say shadows? And then I have this little NARS palette that I just have some extra Makeup Forever Artist shadows in because I couldn't fit them all in my little tin palettes. And then we have the 35K palette, which is more matte shades than like shimmer shades, so I don't grab for this as much, but I mean it's gorgeous, it's beautiful. What more can I say about Morphe shadows? They will kick your ass. That's how good they are. And then the 35D, as in doggy. Oh, she's falling out. This one's very dark and like sexy, but you still have some brighter shades. To be honest, I don't grab for this one as much. But I just have, I have so many eyeshadows, so sometimes some get neglected. Sadly, this one has been neglected. I'm going to get her out, though, and show her some love. The 35P palette. Ugh, purples. Yeah, I'm a purple eyeshadow junkie. These shades over here slay my existence, and this shade right here is so good. And then the 35O palette, the original 35O, which I love so much. This is just like the perfect eyeshadow palette. This shade is my favorite like shimmer shade, and this obviously is my favorite matte. And the last one is the 35E palette. Oh, some of my shades fell out. Okay, there we go. 35E. I think this is such a unique palette. Like these pinks and these peach shades, I just think they're really cool. Again, not a palette that I use very often, but I'm going to pull her out because I am feeling very inspired by all these peach shadows. Whoops. Wow, that was a lot of freaking palettes. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Now, all of the palettes that I'm donating or that I like say I'm trashing, sometimes I'll be like, oh, I'm getting rid of this one. That doesn't mean I'm throwing it away. I very rarely throw things away unless they're expired. And I don't really think eyeshadows go bad. I mean, this is just my opinion. So all of these guys will be donated to family and friends, just FYI. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. If there are any palettes that you guys think I need to have that I do not have in my collection, you know the drill. Let me know down below. But yeah, I love you guys so much. Thank you again for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.
Oh, girl. Oh, my camel's on the loose. Better rein him in. Woo! It's a double humper today. Oh my god, look at these pinks. This shadow is so... It's a good day. That's not like a day. So, I feel like I have no lips left, and like, I don't even care. I'm just here talking. So if you guys would like to see... Mom, I ain't got time for your ass, girl. I'll call her right back. Sorry, Charlie Brown. Cuckoo. Oh, that lip gloss was a little tingly. My lips are feeling very cool. Like they're sitting in the ocean breeze. Oh my god. I have to, What is life? Oh my god, give me this pink one. Sorry. It's so pretty! Oh my god! Oh shit balls, I really think I popped a corner! Oh hey girl, your eyes look amazing. Oh, for the love, are you joking? Where the hell did it go? I just hit it! What the hell? Am I losing it? I just had that. Don't did you take it? I can't swatch every palette. Like, I'm just sitting here swatching. Stop it. You can't donate. A little setting spray. Yeah, this is a problem. Because not only does it happen when I'm sitting down, but I could just be walking through the grocery store and I look down and my pants have now turned into booty shorts because the camel has eaten all 6 feet worth of my pants. Because you know a bitch is tall. That's hard to do. My vagina deserves an award. I may have just pooped my pants. Can't be sure, but I'm gonna go check. Have a good one.